of you guys that recommended me to this wonderful event, which is, I had such a privilege to be here today to present my true story. Okay. That's me, but to be quite honest, today I didn't bother to curl my hair, so forgive me for that. Today I'm going to speak to share with you actually how I transformed my life for 3 months. If someone told me this is possible, you can do it, I will be interested how I did it and how this is possible to happen. How can you transform your life for 3 months only? My background is my father's from Baghdad, my mother from Ukraine. Yes, it's unusual, I know. Everyone said you've got unusual background, but it's my parents and I had the privilege to have them in my life. I learned a lot from them. And from the age of 7, I've seen and experienced how my family from school graduated universities, they went to complete different country and start their own business from absolutely scratch. So I have been through the process of how you build your business, how you bring the customers to your life, how you're gonna charm people, which is, I would give that wonderful charisma to attract customers to you. So what is it that exactly they done? So I was monitoring and learning, and the things my father told me, you need, as a kid, you need to look, listen, and learn. And I think that was very hard for me to do it as a kid, because we don't listen, we don't learn, and we don't, but we had that look like a movie now. I can experience it. That's things that I remember from the past. And I was so privileged to see my mom started her own business. She made a living. But I have to admit, if you start your own business, give your time, give it 2 years at least. You're going to learn a lot, you're going to experiment a lot, but never give up. You're never ever wasting your time. You never ever do something wrong. And there is no such a thing failure. If you take this sort of failure, or a fear, which is what's going to happen, or people, what they're going to talk about me. Maybe my product is not good. Maybe my personality is not good. And that package, which is we have it in us as self-limiting beliefs, I call it, we've got to work through it a bit carefully. So today I'm going to share with you, which is I put myself in such a great experiment to understand exactly how self-limiting beliefs affect every one of us in our life and how much affected me personally. Let me ask you something. Are you self-criticizing yourself every single day? Does any one of you said, I'm not good enough, I'm really bad at these things? Or sometimes people being very hard on themselves, they said, I'm very stupid. Does anyone do this? I did it so many times. But did you ever try to understand why you said it? Why are you going through this sort of thinking all the time? These images flashing in your head. This sort of experiments you had, and you're angry, frustrated, and why I criticize myself, why I have to go through this sort of things. But I have to admit, it is okay. We go through it, we're learning, we are experimenting. But as long as we mean something good, will be okay. We've been blessed with life. I have been through wars in my life since the age of 16. I've been in Iran and Iraq war, 8 years. I experiment what it means starvation, how to live in ration, what it means the water when it's coming clean to you, which is now we get taking granted of it. I know all that. I learned how to cook, and even I'm gonna learn from you guys how to make that red rice, which is I'm really amazing. Want to understand how you do it. I never forget about that. I learned also there is something called law of attraction, which is law physics, always talk about it. Albert Einstein talk about it. But I was always curious. I want to find out, what does that mean? What is law of attraction? What does it mean like attract like? How are we going to do that? If I want to do something good and then something bad coming in my life, there must be something wrong. I do it or I'm going to blame someone else. But I learned not to blame. It is my fault. And that's where the journey started. We create our life by creating from our thoughts. So our thoughts controlling everything in our life. Today I'm going to share with you what's the worst could happen, which is I've been through, and then how I transform my life and what journey I went through it mentally what thought I start changing, how I transformed my life. I'm a coach, I'm a business mentor, I help people, but I've got to understand them a little bit in more depth. I learned about neuroscience, I read a lot about it. I learned about, who knows Brian Tracy here, for instance? There you go. Brian Tracy actually follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google. Sometimes we are talking, interacting. I learned a lot about how to achieve your goals, how to achieve your success. But there's something in the background, that little teeny-weeny voice will tell us, you can't do that because you're really not good at it. No one will listen to you. And I had that a lot from my colleagues. I heard of it in the past, and from my clients, it's fascinated me. I said, why people think like that? What's wrong with it? They are so living in such a good place. We are so lucky to be alive. We are so lucky to have everything with us, our family close to us. We have all these opportunities, but still they can't see it. And that's something fascinated me. And I start developing that skills to understand why we do things that we don't want all the time, and why we're repeating things we shouldn't be repeated, and why we want to be successful. Sometimes people even scared to be successful, and why is that? So the big, huge question mark, it was like hunting me all over the place. So I done the experiment. 2 years ago, I I saw my house slipped from my hand because I went through that experiment of negative thoughts. I want to understand a little bit more. So, made redundant. The house is gone. The house, which is me and my family, my daughters lived there. It's our home. It's our laughter there, our meals there, our friends coming to see us. But it's gone. It slipped. That made me angry. I said, good. That's going to make me even more angry because I want to understand where that's going to lead me. Is it my fault, or is it the society's fault, or is it the company's fault? We are very good at blaming, I have to admit. So that's something I worked through it. I took my journey from Milton Keynes to Buxton. I have absolutely no idea where is Buxton, but I put the map, and it took me 3 hours with my slow driving, but I've been there, and I was very attracted with the view there. It's beautiful, beautiful when you reach the high peak. I have no idea. I had a phone call the night before. They said, Nadia, we've got a flat for you. Would you be interested to come in? I said, yeah, how long it takes? I thought maybe like half an hour. They told me maybe 3 to 4 hours. It depends if you know the route. They said, come here, have a look at it if you want, and if you don't like it, you come back. I said, you know what, I'm going to take it. What am I going to lose? I'm not going to lose anything. I want to do something different. I want to be something else. I want to do something no one done it before. So I had that flat. I took that risk. I put my stuff, and next day, 7 o'clock in the morning, I left to no idea where I'm going. But I love to take challenges. I love to take the risk. But I'm not going anywhere like in the desert, so I have nowhere. There is somewhere to live in, that's good. And my transformation journey begins from there. I stayed there 11 months, but I decided that from August 2014, my life will have to be changed. And that's when it started. Within 3 months, I have to reach the way I want to go. I want to have a job, I want to have clients, and I'm going to transform my life. And I will say, what am I talking about? Is this really possible? Yes, it is. And after intensive research I done about self-limiting beliefs, about neuroscience, why we do what we do, it worked. So everything I understand that been created in my life, it is coming from my thoughts. Our thoughts are powerful. And everything we think, what they say the thought is the language of your brain, and the emotions is the language of your body. And how is that linked? Why I feel what I feel, as I mentioned in the first thing. Our thoughts are a primary cause of everything we do. It is something that I would like to say. I start discovering myself in a way, why I'm being so harsh on myself, why I'm saying certain words. If I say, I don't want something to happen to me, it's like a prayer. I say, please, can you give me something I don't want? If someone told me that, I won't believe it. But yes, if we change, if we retweak the way we talk about with ourselves, You've got to appreciate, first, your life being given from your family, things, the life being given from God, or whatever the energy we have around us. And we have to be grateful and thankful of everything we have. We've got eyes, we've got ears, but we take everything in granted. And I had to learn everything from absolutely nothing. And I said, okay, I'll take a new piece of paper and I'm gonna make a new me. Who am I? And I sat down and I wrote every single thought that in my mind. And I end up really journal. I can talk to people till tomorrow. But that's something which is fascinated about how many information we have about ourselves, the anger, the frustration, the positivity, the good laughter, the good words. We will be amazed. I'm really encourage you, one day just go, get your notepad and sit down. You only need like 15, half an hour to find out what's your thought, what is going in your mind, what is exactly bothering you, why you say things that not makes you happy, and why you're saying it. And you will discover there is other layers in your life you need to be rediscovered. And it's interesting when you're monitoring your thought in a journal, you write the time, the date, and then you're coming back next month, you look and say, oh, really, did I say that? So that's very interesting, and I really want you to do that. I learned about something, you know, when we get hungry, sometimes I said, this woman gets nuts, really, she's getting crazy. Yes, we do have nuts actually in our brain. It's called amygdala, and this is science. So there is a little bit like an almond size shape, and that's which is, we call it like an alarm clock coming. So said, okay, this is danger coming. It's like when you have a fire and the alarm clock racing. And I studied about it. This is something connected with our emotions. As I said, our thoughts create our emotions and feelings, and how the way we act is how we behave. It depends coming back to our thoughts. And this is science. This is absolutely nothing to do anything with any religion or anything. This is absolutely something very important that we need to learn about it. No one will tell you. I have coached so many executives. I have mentored business people, and I worked with multinational organizations. But everything they asked me about their businesses, we end up to their personality, to their self-limiting beliefs, to their fear they have, to their words they're doing. So I said, well, okay, let's do something about it, because our mind, our body, our soul are connected. So why do we always hurt our soul? We always hear all the books say, be careful, don't say something bad, say something good. Teach your children to be nice to other neighbors. Teach teachers to be nice to their fellow students. And then the experiences they go, they either get bullied, they either get hit, they either get whatever. But we don't know why this has happened. So the law is all coming from our thoughts. What are we feeding our children in their thought? What they experiencing? Are we asking them? Are we keen to understand what is in their mind? This is something we need to look at it. Now, we have a very interesting in life after I discovered is self-limiting belief. This is a cycle which is going around us all the time. Why we do what we do, why we think what we do. There is no balance. We're always complaining about things. And we always say, we see sometimes people sad, sometimes happy, or maybe you experience, sometimes we go into a room or in a meeting and you feel, oh, what's going on? Because you feel that tension. It's coming all from our thoughts, because thoughts will give us that beautiful energy vibrations. But if you have a bad thought, it will affect every single person. But if you have unlimited love to yourself, your energy will expand and will affect 70,000 people. And that was fascinating when I discovered it. I said, interesting. The frequency we have is incredible. No one taught us. But why the school not teaching us? Why university not teaching these things? Because this is what we're looking for. We're looking to be good for ourselves. If we're good for ourselves, we will be good for others, because they can feel it. You will attract them. They will like to talk to you. They will like experiment. How did you get to this situation? It's the same like you see someone a millionaire, and you want to be a millionaire. And they tell you, as I'm NLP practitioner coach, they said, you've got to follow who do you like, who is your role model, and you need to go and learn from them. Fine. What are you going to learn from them? How are they going to put the right hand up with the hand down? What is exactly attracting you, the core, what that attracted you to that person? Is it their personality? Is it the way they're thinking? But the other thing, if we think, they are very busy people. And they came to that stage with confidence, with the ability of self-belief, strong self-belief. Yes, they had their issues. Yes, they had a lot of problems at home or in the work experience. But they decided at that moment they want to change, they change it now. So the change have to start today, now, not tomorrow, not after. Yes, I'm helping people to set up goals, but I always say, why do you want to do things in the future? Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want to have a new job? You've got to tell me, what is it exactly? And I have to admit, I told them, don't say it. This is a piece of paper and write it. And they scribble so many things. And it's amazing. I said, do you know, you're going to think about these thoughts. They said, you know, to be quite honest, I never ever crossed my mind. I have so many things that I never even discovered it. So if you want to discover something about yourself, understand the way you think. Understand what is the negativity thoughts that you have. What is the positive thoughts you have. Make peace with them. They only words. But sometimes your thought is not 100% correct because this make you feel angry, make you feel happy, and give you some sort of symptoms. You have a backache, you have neck ache, you have a headache, you got anxiety, all sorts of things. And also, everything have a story, which is event happened. So it's coming these sort of flashing events. So every emotion you think, if you heard a story, if you saw a film, it gives you something layered behind your life. And everything coming together in one thing. It's the root of the self-limiting beliefs, and that's what we need to work on it. And that's what I discovered. The link is amazing. There is external roots and there is internal. The external, which is like when we are at school, at university, at work. Internal, our family, our siblings, our cousins. What did we hear from them? How did they talk to us? What did affecting us? And all these things, and there's more about it all your life. You're taking all that package because we programmed since the age of 6 from our family, the way they taught us. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it is experience, but they are not 100% true. I'll tell you what I done. Last year, I actually contacted my mom. She is a very entrepreneur, and I said, let me interview you, Mom. What do you think? And she said, what? Really? So I interviewed her through Skype, and I asked her, I'm sometimes thinking that you didn't like me or something because you were so busy when you were young, 26, doing your own business. And I remember certain things. It just drives me crazy. But it's funny enough, when you asking this question and you try to investigate, is it true or not, you realize they're not true. She told me I was busy, I had certain things I couldn't tell you because you were kids, and blah, 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 and all the rest. But if I didn't investigate that and spoke to my mom, I will never, ever know about it. It will affect me. I thought my mom maybe didn't like me. Maybe my father was angry. But it's not. We need to investigate why things happen to us, why we do what we do, and why we are angry sometimes. So everything coming to a self-limiting beliefs, because your confidence, your charm, your charisma, it all depends to that. How you talk to your customer, how you talk to your family, it depends to your self-limiting beliefs. Work on it. Investigate. See what it is. See what the feelings attached to it and why you feel the way you feel. Especially maybe sometimes you're going through meetings and you think, my stomach is aching me, or I'm not sure about my manager, maybe he don't like me. Why you think they don't like me? Because you're sending signals to that manager, please don't like me. But so this is actually how it happened. It's incredible. I had a journals and less than a Bible, just really thick one, and it's incredible discovery. And I really wish everyone in this planet to do it, because fear are nothing, just a state of mind. Our self-limiting beliefs is nothing, just events happened, not 100% true. And for this reason, I have put a hashtag on my Twitter. I said 3-week new habits. So I put every day something new for you to answer questions. So something to encourage you. And that's interesting, working really, really, really well. The transformation journey, as I mentioned, is going to start now, today. This is the shift, just started now. You've got to make peace with your past, despite what happened. I've been divorced. I've been blaming my ex-husband a lot. He used to maybe blame me as well, so it's okay. We're just equal now. But I discovered we both made the mistakes, and we both didn't understand each other that well. We both had a lot of issues. So I made peace with my past, and I said, thank you for my beautiful children, and I left it, and whatever gone through. I left even the country I grew up, and I said, fine, I went through 2 wars. Thank you for this experience. You've got to appreciate the experience you went through. You've got to appreciate and have a great gratitude with the position you have at the moment, the experiences you went through it, because we sometimes said, why I've got to go through this? Why not my neighbor? Why not my sister? Because you are special. And you need to be put in a certain test. And because you are good and set up a good example, that's why you've been through this test. Appreciate it, and welcome it, and learn from it, and pass it through. Expand your knowledge. Never give up learning. It doesn't matter. I'm not graduated from university. My daughters are. But I never stopped learning. I never stopped learning even about myself, about the science, I like physics, I like maths, I like to learn a lot about art. And I like to play sometimes with WordPress as well. So I'm still learning about that. So my happiness and everyone's happiness and well-being in our hand, no one else's hand. If you feel good, you look to the flower outside. We see the flower so beautiful. But if that flower dried, no one nourished it, no water, no sun, that flower will go. So that flower has to work so hard internally to look after herself. So we will pass her and say, wow, you are so beautiful. But we know the beauty starts internally to externally. So if you feel good about yourself, your vibration, your energy will expand. And that's where the work begins. Understand yourself, understand your value, understand your quality, because you are an amazing person. You just need to rediscover it. No need to be angry about anything. Just say, this is an experience, this is a feedback, and I appreciate it, I went through it. If you're not happy about it, you're still not though sure, sit down with yourself. You only need half an hour to sit down and examine the situation. You will be impressed. Sometimes there's new thoughts will coming in your mind, and it will be amazing. Be kind to yourself, so you be releasing that wonderful energy that we all needed. Share your knowledge, share your experience, share your wisdom with everyone. We all need to hear it, because your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, it will teach us a lot. Worrying. Anybody here worrying about anything, seriously?
Me, I always am.
Okay, I was as well. Wonderful. Worrying is like we are praying for something we don't want. It's true, because we become tense, our energy slows down, and because that energy, we can't see the frequency with it, it will be hard for us to recognize it. It will be hard, because we are like a transmitter. Everything goes out, which is our thought. Whatever we think of, it will hit us coming back. So if you said, I don't want that, we won't get it. If I said, I'm thankful for everything I have, everything good will come back to you. So if you are transmitting a positive energy, it will expand to everyone. It will come back to you. But never ever, I'll try not to blame anyone, which is we heard a lot of today about passion, blame, and values, and this is something very important. I don't need to do the job, actually. You all guys done it here with the previous speakers. The trick is, which is we always said, tomorrow will be a different day, I will do something different. The trick is to today is the new day, and today you're going to make the difference, and today is the new start, and that's when you start begin. The same when we're hungry, we have to eat now. We're not going to think we're going to eat tomorrow. So do good things for yourself. It will pay off. And be nice for other people. We all have passion. Everyone have passion. And I'm sure you are such a great in passion. You have so much thing in value. Take it out. Put it on your table. See it. Discover it. You will be impressed how much information you have, how much good in you have you not been discovered yet. Work through it. And enjoy it. Enjoy the life it's been given. And I always say, if you can't go right, go left. It's okay. You can try one thing. If it didn't work, go to another, but learn from it. So we have the negativity, we have the positivity. But you have to bring them together to understand them what it is, and then it will align. When it's aligned, you made peace with yourself. And that's the trick of everything, for every success. Make peace with yourself. People will feel it. We all need it. It starts from each one of us individual. And that's the message I would like to give it to you. I also created a workbook, and I'm changing the cover at the moment. It's called Rebuild Yourself in 3 Steps. Anyone who wants to go through a process of self-discovery, how to plan their life, and how to take action, I've done it through something called Wheel of Life. It will work on every area of your life, on your career, on your personal growth, your spirituality, your love, your relationship. And I put 4 questions in each one. You need to answer it. And that will help you a lot. It transforms many people's life, and I'm very blessed. I'm also going to do videos, and maybe I need to learn to do some apps as well. So that's the modern society now. We've got to do apps. But we just need to find someone to help us to do it. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you enjoyed my talk.